Yeah, we're going to have to lean a little bit to the right. Okay, there.
Hello, hello.
The 2008 World Champion, 2007 Marathon World Champion, recent winner of the XCO Epic with teammate Barry Sander, a native to South Africa. Does a lot of his training in Stellenbosch, and always fantastic to see him in South Africa. Number six coming through now. Also from Switzerland is Matthias Flukinger, the 2010 Under-23 World Champion, and third in Pietermaritzburg last Saturday from Trek World Racing. Both him and his brother will be very dominant today in the proceedings. Watch out for them in those colours of Trek World Racing. Both of them here last weekend racing very well. Next up, the man that needs no introduction, the 2010 World Champion, Jose Antonio Hermida Ramos from Spain. Let's give him a big round of applause, wearing the World Champion rings. And,
well, a very good afternoon to you from Pietermaritzburg here in KwaZulu-Natal province in South Africa for round one of the men's elite World Cup cross-country race in beautiful sunny conditions here, 25 degrees Celsius, the temperature we're getting, and it looks like it's going to be a great race for us today. We're going to start looping 6 laps, 5.3 kilometers the race, and we've already just seen a great race for the women. If you didn't tune in for that, and we saw Ren Ching-Wan actually winning her 4th World Cup race in her career. She won the first round of 2007, first round of 2008, second round of 2009, and the first round of 2011. So she likes those early rounds, and she's now become one of the top 10 all-time female cross-country riders with that win earlier today. She ran the race in 1 hour 32. This is the new sort of time that UCI is looking for in the men's and women's racing, so we should see another quick race here today. We had Jose Hermida in the studio earlier telling us that he expects a very fast race. The riders being called up. This is a new system for the year. The final riders called to the line are the top 8 in the world on the world ranking, and we see Julian Absalon, the penultimate rider, called to the line, and next we should see the Swiss power rider. Should be our rider, Nino Schurter, the World Cup champion from 2010. So just cutting away there, but that is the faux start. That's the start line that they use just for the start, but the arch is the finish. There's Nino Schurter coming in the distinctive red and white colours of the Swiss national champion, riding for Scott Swiss Power. So you can see right behind the second row there, Ralph Naff standing beside Lucas Flukiger, and the Orbea rider just beside them should be Ruben Razafa with plate number 10. Number 9 there is Barry Stander in the background with the yellow plate. That's the leading team on the UCI World Rankings, is Specialized. He's in the national jersey of South Africa. And we have 114 riders entered for this race, and we're now in starters orders because these top 8 riders get called to the line with just 2 minutes to go. And then shortly after that, we are under starters orders. Simon Burney, technical delegate. The tape gets pulled away, at about 30 seconds to go. They get the final order at 15 seconds, and then the gun can go anytime after that. As I said, start loop and 6 laps of the start loop, missing out the technical descent, which is in the first 500 metres or so of the track, and also getting them an option for the flat rock garden to go either side. And we saw in the women's race that everyone went to the clean side and not through the rock garden, which becomes a compulsory line on the first proper lap. Again, very warm conditions. A lot of umbrellas are out on the start there to shelter the riders from the direct sun. 2:30 is the start time here in Central African time, which is also CET in Europe. 1 hour earlier in the UK. And for those of you waking up in the US to watch this, you're in for a great treat. Round 1, the first time that all of the best men in the world have been together in season 2011. They've all been off doing their own preparation races. As the tape gets pulled away, we'll get ready now for the starter's final command. That means we've got 30 seconds to go, and they'll soon get the 15-second call, and then it's underway. TV cameras and everyone moving out of place now. There's Christoph Salzer, and right beside him, you can see Marco Fontana in the Italian colours. That's also there we've got Manuel Fumic, number 8, the German. Number 6, Matthias Flukiger. Number 5, Jose Hermida in the rainbow jersey. Very keen to get a good start in this race. He predicts there'll be a lead group of 5. And right beside him, Florian Vogel, number 4. All the way down to Jaroslav Kulhavy, who's watching the centre wheel there. You see Kulhavy looking to see when the others go. Not listening for the gun. And they're off. Kulhavy on the outside got a pretty good start there, watching the wheels of the other guys in the centre, but it looks like it's Florian Vogel taking a very good lead, and Nina Schurter up there as well. So there's our field of more than 100 men. Only a couple of under 23s. In fact, no under 23s in this race. These are all elite men. The under 23s ran earlier in the day. Some of the under 23s came up to ride in this category, but they have chosen not to. So these are all men 23 and over. As we head up towards the sweeping right-hander, which will take them behind our commentary position, behind the satellite trucks. So there's the satellite trucks there on your right screen as they will turn around now. And we're off and running. Round 1 of the UCI Mountain Bike World Cup, season 2011. And you see the giant screen in the background, the downhill course in the background as the riders sweep through past the reeds here. They will miss out on the rock garden towards their right and take the left hand. Although with a big group like this, some may opt indeed for the rock garden. Let's just sweep around and see. No, the rock garden is completely closed off, so it's not an option. So they're running through on the fast track. And you see already a traffic jam well in the back there. The riders getting caught up. A lot of the local South Africans and the lower ranked riders in the world pay the price, unfortunately. They have to be back in the field. You see the numbers there with triple digits, 115, 113. So we have 3-page start list. And these are some of the local South Africans, Martinez Hesmeyer and Brandon Stewart, getting caught up there. But no, the rock garden was open. So they just saw riders go through it. So, but most often for the fast left-hand line. Here we go now. This is the start. Good start there by Hermida, and Jaroslav was watching that wheel. But we can see it's the Swiss riders that take up centre position pretty quickly off the line. They go under the bridge here. And there's plate number 1, Nino Schurter. Plate 8, Manuel Fumic there as well, having a good start. And we see Julian Absalon, plate 2, sitting in behind his wheel. And then the rest of the riders come through. Someone to watch today will be Liam Colleen, the British rider, back on good form, sitting about position 50. And they are very warm conditions for the Brit. He does like those conditions. He opted not to race last week in the wet, even though he was here. It was very, very difficult conditions last week in the national race, pouring with rain, 30 millimetres, more than an inch of rain every day for 3 days. It was an absolute swamp here, and Lucas Flukiger was the winner over Jaroslav Kulhavy in those very muddy, almost cyclocross conditions for those guys, having to do a lot of carrying of the bike. But as we see our field sweep through here on the start loop, and it won't be long now before we see them come by. But here we are. We've got the lead moto now, taking it up the climb at 2 minutes 32. So here's our lead moto. Lead moto 2 minutes 40 into the race, indicating on the front there they have 6 laps to go. So the first lap is a little bit shorter, about a minute shorter, because they take out the steep climb. And it's a big field of riders here. Look at that big group of about 15 or so. And it's the lead peloton. Look at that number there, race number 3, Jaroslav Kulhavy. Hermida did pick that he'd be a force to watch today. And we'll see if there's any big numbers who've made a big jump up in that start. Let's see if there's any lower numbers. I mean, like 22, that's not a bad start for rider number 22, which is Inaki Lejareta. And Looks like Matthias Flutig is suffering there. Plate number 6 dropping back. 16 going through. That's Fontana. 43 moving up. A good ride there by Thomas Litcher from Switzerland. And we can see some of the other numbers coming through here. 23 going through is Joachim Kass, who rode the Cape Epic just a few weeks ago. And the Finnish rider that's running for the Milka team going through, that's Jukka Bastaranta going through for Finland, number 59. So already we see big troubles there for, looks like Christoph Sauser, plate number 7, a long way back after that start. So even though he got a first row start and a last minute warm up, he really is suffering there. And he's back now with plate number 62. So big difference already, just 2 minutes into the race. It's the national champion of Belgium that was going through there, number 62. That's Kevin van Hoevels. And he's almost on the tail of the multiple World Cup winner, Christoph Sauser. So a lot of shake-up there on the first start, and a couple of guys suffering there. It seems like we're both on the front row, Matthias Flutig and Christoph Sauser in the front row, and they've dropped back quite a bit.
So you saw Barry Stander in the
perhaps some riders getting used to this new call-up system where they're being called up at the last minute. They're so used to being called up first, they're having to sit on the line for 10 minutes, so maybe that's a different thing they have to look at for the start of the race. But it might be too early for that post-mortem, something that the teams will check later, but already 2 big names dropping down through the field. Coming up to 5 minutes already. This is going to be about a 1 hour 35 race according to the technical delegate, and 1 lap less, 1 lap more than the women, and the women raced in 1:32, but of course the men riding at a much faster pace. So we should be seeing lap times down around the women around 18.5, 19 minutes, and the men probably down around 15.5 or so. So let's we'll pick up the action shortly, but just to point out that we are doing 6 laps, 5.3 kilometers, and this is a brand new track built especially for this race. 2 years ago we raced something completely different. Jose Hermida was in fact the winner that year, and Buri Stander, the local boy from the KwaZulu-Natal province, not from Pietermaritzburg but from the same state, was in 3rd place. And there were a lot of people winners out during the break between men's and women's races wearing the red Go Burry t-shirt, so a lot of local support for the South African, and I'm sure he will feel that. It lifted him 2 years ago. So here we see Jaroslav Kulhavi leading the race, and it looks like it's either plate 1 or Vogel. I'm trying to pick up, it is one of the Swiss Power riders running the tubular tyres there. It is Schurter, plate number 1, so he's latched onto the back wheel there of Jaroslav Kulhavi as the rest of the field. Absalom going through there in 4th place. And it looks like one of the Rabobank riders are already up to 5th. And world champion there back in 8th place. Following looks like the German national champion. And Merida riders going down through there. A bit hard to pick up from this distance, but a good stream of riders, but already there was a bit of a group getting away, and that's what Hermida was worried about. He said there'd be a group of 5 that could start to really work together on this track and make a bit of a break on the rest of the groups. Next time we should pick them up fairly soon in the 2nd feed zone. That will be their first opportunity to either use the tech zone or to pick up a bottle or a gel. Might be a bit early for the gels, but they'll be picking up and using a lot of water today. It is not only warm at 25 degrees, but the humidity is very high. This is a humid area of South Africa, and you can really feel it. These guys will be feeling that well and truly as we get into the middle of the afternoon, probably the hottest time of the day in this part of the world, as we're heading into the autumnal months. They've had their summer. They had some scorching temperatures here just a few weeks ago, 40 degrees Celsius in Pietermaritzburg, just about the end of March, so just 3 weeks ago. Here we are, we see the teams getting ready, and the national teams getting ready in the feed zone. They can hear the lead moto coming, and everyone's running to take their positions and waiting to see where their guys are. There's the lead moto in the orange shirt, and he's now coming up past. You see the Belgian national jersey, Italian, Dutch. They're the national teams. A bit further up you'll see the UCI Pro teams. So let's see where we are with our leaders. Jaroslav Kulhavi was leading it, and it was Nino Schurter hot in pursuit, as it is right now. There we see Absalom as well. So here's our front 3. Already a bit of a mini break now on the rest of the field. And Barry Stander is the 4th one to come through on the back now. Barry Stander, looks like Manuel Fumic from Germany sitting in 5th. So big names at the front. These guys all started on the front row. Jaroslav Kulhavi with the yellow number plate for the leading team on the UCI World Cup for Specialized Factory Racing. And right behind him from the Swiss Power, Swiss Power racing team. We see Nina Schurter. This is a long shot of the same group.